What's up? This is Nick, head coach of Cerulean City Psyducks, and I am doing a guest commentary for Jacob and Ethan's battle. The Ecruteak City Stantlers versus the Ilex Forest Trevenants. So we got a lead of Victini, little pointy-eared V-looking dude, and didn't want this. The Mega, or this time just oh wow, Sucker Punch. That did a nice amount of damage. That's a mix-up. He's not run anything like that before. That's usually just a setter with... Ooh, damn! Zarok. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So Zarok is down. That's why it was a different set, because I don't think that Steelix can learn Sucker Punch normally. So now we have Trevenant, the mascot for the Trevenants, coming out against Dr. Darizzle. Oh, we got seeded. I will shorten his life. Oh, and he sets those stealth rocks up. Those have been pretty clutch for a lot of teams this season. It's a pretty important thing to set up. But he starts sip-sapping that health and shows that Dr. Drizzle is not using leftovers, so he gets the heck out of there. Purple Haze. Smoky Mac Pot coming out. And getting burned. Ooh. Trevenant's a tricksy little boy. So Purple Haze Burns definitely does shorten his lifespan, which is it's a good plan because he's proved to be very useful for Jacob and the Stantlers. So Didn't Want This comes out, and this is the actual Didn't Want This, not an imposter known by the name of Zarok. So, ooh, Will-O-Wisp misses. So that is unfortunate for Purple Haze because that would definitely be helpful against that Steelix, because he can hit pretty darn hard with those heavy slams, especially once he goes Mega, which he does right now. So we got them floating stones floating around his head, and the big pointy crystalline structures protruding from his body, and this Will-O-Wisp does not miss, so that's good for him. He gets that burn off. That'll definitely help neuter the Steelix over there, and he sets up his own stealth rocks, so stones all over the place, pointy little pricks pointing at everybody and causing a bunch of residual damage. So that's helpful for both teams, but the burn is keeping that leftovers healing at bay, and it's neutering the attack of that Mega Steelix. Classic flamethrower out of little boy, and whew, does a good chunk of damage for someone who's not much of an attacker. Ooh, and here we go with the roar. Start pushing him through the sieve of spiky rocks. Ooh, and Static Shock comes out. That's unfortunate for him. That is a bad matchup. Definitely not something he wants to stay in for. So I predict well, I don't think he can learn to U-turn, so he's got to just straight up switch out back into Purple Haze. I wonder if Ethan went for the a little bit of an evil strategy. Yep, there it is. This is an interesting strategy. Who gets pulled out this time? And Dr. Drizzle comes back out. This is not exactly advantageous for Steelix, since he is that ground type, and Dr. Drizzle is known for rocking a Scald every once in a while, so this could be dangerous for the Steelix. So we'll see what happens. Defog, okay, so all those stones that everybody spent all their valuable time setting up are gone. And his evasiveness falls, but that doesn't really doesn't matter much. And he goes for the roar again. That's interesting. I feel like he would have gone for something a little bit different. But Ew Gross, a veteran of the league, comes out. And that burn is slowly chipping away at Steelix. Ooh, Ew Gross goes for a Swords Dance, but let's see what Mega Steelix does. He sets the Stealth Rocks back up. I guess that's fair. Not surprised that he went for that. But he should definitely consider switching into somebody who can levitate or fly, because I expect an earthquake. Oh, Dragon Claw. I guess his health's low enough. It should be enough to KO. No, it's not. Interesting. So even at that +2, that Dragon Claw is just not enough to get through the stupid defenses of Mega Steelix. So Purple Haze gets dragged back through the pointy stones. Takes that Black Sludge healing and then burns it right off again. So that is totally void, and ooh, a tiny little baby dick of health left on Didn't Want This, and he goes down to the flamethrower. So that's a second KO of the match. It's 2 down on the Trevenants. So Purple Haze, he's still kind of just plucking along. Healing up, taking the burn. Alright, let's see. Hoopa comes out. Hoopa Unbound. A big lizard hole in his chest looking dude. Let's see what he decides to do. Zen Headbutt going for the kill. And... ooh, not quite enough. Ooh, and a Pain Split. So Purple Haze recovers a nice bit of health, and Hoopa loses a nice bit of health. So that's unfortunate. But if he comes out with another Zen Headbutt, it should be enough to KO. So we'll see if Purple Haze stays in. Nope, he switches out and probably D-Drizzle. There he is. Dr. Drizzle comes back in, and he's going to take the Zen Headbutt pretty well, I assume, because he's got some pretty good defenses. So let's see how much this does. Probably not even to his half. Yeah, he eats that one up. Not very effective. So Dr. Drizzle is in a good place here. But the only issue is, unless this Hoopa's scarfed in, yeah, I guess he might be, because he has some fighting moves that he can throw around, which can be quite powerful. And Trevenant comes back in and up. Defog again, so the stones are gone. It's cleared out, and his evasiveness falls, doesn't really matter. But Lefty's heals back up a little bit. And then, let's see. Dr. Drizzle leaves the field, and I'm not too surprised. And Purple Haze comes back once again. And gets hit with a Horn Leech, so I don't think that's going to do that much. Yeah, it does nothing. Yes, so that didn't do anything, but did a little bit of damage, so I guess it's something. But I assume Trevenant's... no, he's gonna seed him. All right. I don't know if this is the best decision he could be making right now. And now he's burned. I don't think he's too concerned. Maybe, because Horn Leech is now going to do about half of what it did before, so that's the tiny bit of damage it did before. It's going to do even less than that, so I guess it might not be a terrible decision. Purple Haze is slowly going down, little by little, and Trevenant's also now slowly going down. But at the same time, well, no, the health leeching comes first, so he will not be in the positive ever. Trevenant's going for Protect. Okay. I'm not too surprised, trying to avoid Pain Split as well as the Flamethrower. So, wonder if Trevenant is gonna get the heck on out of here pretty soon, because this is not a very good matchup for him. He's staying perpetually at the same level of health. And Purple Haze is slowly dying, unless he wants to try and go for a double Protect. No, Purple Haze leaves. And Tapu Waifu comes out. Let's get things weird out here. This Psychic Surge going off, setting up that Psychic terrain. Powering her up, which is dangerous. Yep, he did go for the double Protect to try and sap stall that thing out. Alright, well, interesting strategy, but double protecting is always a chancy thing. And here comes a Moonblast, and doesn't do that much damage. And a Citrus Berry brings back a little bit of health. Ooh, another missed Will-O-Wisp. This is not a battle for those 85% accuracy moves. So then, Trevenant protects once again. Not sure what he went for on this one, because he's not sapping any health and he's just taking burn damage, so I'm not entirely certain what the purpose of that protect was, but he did what he did. And here comes another Moonblast, and that should finish off the Trevenant, I believe. Yep, and down he goes. Down goes the tree. So I'm not sure what he was doing sitting there. And Wind Chicken comes out. Let's see if he's going to do a little more this time, because usually Wind Chicken comes in and he kind of just U-turns, which I wouldn't be too surprised if he just U-turns out of here, because it should do a good amount of damage. Oh no, Hurricane. Oof, 70 accuracy is a bit rough. And Wind Chicken leaves. And then Hoopa. I'm not quite sure of his typing, but I think this is going to kill him, because I think he's some degree of fighting type. And whatever it is, it's either fighting or dark. It's super effective, and Hoopa goes down. So sorry for the 6-armed lizard dude. And Ariana Grande comes in, world famous singer and Pokemon. So the Psychic comes out. No terrain for the boost, but it still does a good amount of damage. And here comes a Scald. And that does quite a bit of damage, but no burn. And here comes another Psychic, which I believe, yeah, it should be enough to KO. Yep, that is enough to KO, so Area Grande falls. Now Tapu Waifu is up against the Wind Chicken one more time, and we know Tapu Waifu outspeeds, but Regenerator did bring back some health, so will this Psychic cause the KO? I don't think so. No, it does not. And goes for the Hurricane. It does connect this time. And it ekes out just enough damage to take out the Waifu. So goodbye, little pink-haired lady. And now he brings out Eugros. It is not an outspeed for Eugros. Or unless it is. Unless this is not a full-speed Wind Chicken. That is very interesting, because he is, I believe, like 110 base speed, and it is only like 102, I believe, for Garchomp. So we have a very fast Garchomp and a not so fast Tornadus. So down he goes to the Z move. And that looks like that is the final KO. Jacob wins this one. Good job, Jake. So that was an interesting battle. Definitely had some good competition. It was a little rough for Ethan, a little rough going, and he made some interesting moves with that Trevenant. I mean, the setup was pretty good, but I feel like he kind of tried to stall when he shouldn't have sometimes, and definitely some good fun stuff with that the using the Roar on that Steelix, but it looks like his strategy's coming a little dry. But that takes Jacob up to 6-0, undefeated. So we'll see if these boys, Jacob or Evan is the other one who's undefeated currently, see if either of them can ever be beat. That's this battle. See you next week.